am Jimmy. What's up, everybody?
And I'm Dan, back here. Thank you guys for tuning in to a very special Stream Squad.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got another action-packed show for you guys today. First, we're going to be talking about hour-long videos coming soon to Instagram.
And then after that, I'm going to give you all some information about a new Facebook service that's going to let you do some karaoke-style stuff live. So I'll get more into that in just a little bit.
And we will also be talking about Vidcon, which we will be attending in Anaheim, California next week. Heads up on some good sessions to check out and more.
Yeah, and then of course our new segment, Switch It Up. We got some great tips on what to do when you are live and need to take a break. But yeah, before we get going, I guess. Yeah, what's this big new exciting news, right?
We got to say happy birthday to Stream Squad
Yeah.
on this day a year ago.
52 Wednesdays?
52 Wednesdays. So
give or take.
There's our lovely image that Jimmy put together for us. Thank you, Jimmy.
I didn't make that.
Jimmy's.
There was some kid in the lobby, and I just gave him some paper,
some crayons.
Some crayons.
Just let him color away.
Tell him to go for it.
Anyways,
there's nothing you can't do with Photoshop.
We want to thank you all for tuning in and week out and getting in the comments, letting us know where you're watching from, asking questions. We've come a long way. Dan's going to give a little bit of the genesis story here for Stream Squad and what we were doing before the new format, and some exciting news in the next coming weeks where we will be doing some additional changes to the format to make it better for you all.
As Nick said, before we kind of rebranded to Stream Squad, it was really just Angela and I on every Friday at like 4 p.m., like right at the end of the day. We realized that probably wasn't the best time to go live because everyone's getting ready to go home for the weekend at that point. But yeah, from there that was just really us just fielding questions and answering questions about Switcher Studio. But that's what we have the webinar for, which we'll get to a little bit later. And yeah, so we switched to Wednesdays at 2, trying to get the West Coast and East Coast side, both people being able to watch. Started adding those videos, those graphics and stuff. So yeah. And like Nick said, we just have to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in each week. And please let us know what you like about the show or what pieces you like help you out, and anything you'd like to see us do in the future. We'd love to hear your feedback and make that better. So you can comment below or to the side, depending on how you're watching. And yeah, we'd love to hear what you have to say.
And since it's our birthday, in the comments, pie or cake. Hashtag pie or cake. Let us know what you like. We're going to treat ourselves later.
Yeah, is that what it's going to be? Okay, so whichever one gets more votes, that's what we're going to be getting.
Yeah.
Pie or cake. Okay.
Pie or cake.
Deal. All right.
Awesome. Yeah, so let's hop right into our industry news, right? Angela, I think you got some stuff on Instagram, right?
Yeah, so Instagram is set to release a new update that's going to allow hour-long videos. So this is really huge. If you guys have been with Instagram for a while, at first video uploads were restricted to just 15 seconds. A couple of years ago, they made it go as long as 1 minute, but now they're going to let people upload videos for up to an hour. And this is really huge. It's a good way. Instagram's hoping to actually compete with YouTube. So as you guys might know, Instagram is owned by Facebook, so they partner together for a lot of things. And YouTube, of course, has been the #1 dominant force in the video upload industry. With only 1 minute videos before, people would have to just clip out parts of their videos and upload them. But now with it being a full hour long, there's a lot of option there to be able to do a full-length video on your Instagram channel and make it a place to have videos. Now this is also a good opportunity for Instagram to rake in some ad dollars. With videos that long, they're going to be able to start putting ads into videos the way you see on a lot of other video platforms already. And another interesting fact, recently YouTube unseated Facebook as the #1 destination for teenagers between 13 and 17 years old. So again, by Facebook owning Instagram, if Instagram can really pull this off and get a lot of teenagers going on to check out videos and upload videos, it can be an easy way for them to get back to #1. Just to let you guys know, if you're interested in checking this out when the update's released, Right now it's sounding like only vertical video is going to be allowed. I'm hoping as more information comes out, they do allow for square and widescreen, similar to how with a photo you can do vertical widescreen or traditional square.
Yeah, historically, the only way to get that content of that length of time to be on Instagram, you had to be going live. So it's really like more and more places are doing these things where, I mean, Instagram is huge for influencer marketing.
And businesses.
And businesses too. It's great. I mean, it's just the kind of short form, I guess like the brevity of Instagram is one of those like great things about it. It's the same way with Twitter, where you can keep things really short. But it's really cool to see that they're looking for these like longer form opportunities, ad dollars. Absolutely, I agree with that like wholeheartedly. So, and I mean, now there's going to be kind of like not only like fans of Instagram people, but now there's going to be like a viewership that goes along with Instagram that maybe wasn't there before. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Be interesting to see where that goes. Well, I'm going to move on to our next topic. Just kind of keep this show rolling right along for you. So, Facebook on March 14th. Of this year, we here at Stream Squad, we reported to you all about a development with Facebook and Warner Music Group where they kind of entered into a partnership. And the idea behind that was essentially to try to develop some more licensing agreements and just to have a closer relationship for the music and make their music available for use. And at the time, we really weren't sure what exactly would be coming of that. And maybe it has something to do with this that we're about to show you right here. So Facebook has come up with this new feature called Lip Sync Live. And basically, I mean, here's a demonstration of it. You just select your music that you want to hear. You select that you want to go live. You kind of pick your audience, and then you just go live, and you're basically doing a karaoke track. You know, you're just mouthing along to the words. There's no audio. And you just get to use the regular filters that also go along with live, but along with that, you've got this music that's playing in the background, and they're from popular artists, many of which are covered under Warner Music. There's also other labels that since before Warner Music, such as Sony and also Universal. So the launch of this, it's in beta right now, so if you look at your phone, you probably don't have this, but it's just going to be one of the options on the application when you choose to go live. What this kind of harkens back to is how we're trying to capture the teenage group again, and YouTube just kind of surpassed Facebook with capturing all of the teenagers. But recently, there's a company called Musical.ly that was sold to a Chinese company for about $1 billion, just a cool billion. So it's not surprising that Facebook is looking for opportunities to kind of emulate the success that company had. Doing something similar. So what they've done is pretty much made this feature that's targeted mostly towards 13 to 16-year-olds, and it's going to allow them to do this cool feature. So
I mean, I'll use it.
Yeah, right. I mean, we don't sit here and pretend like,
the twinkle in your eye. It probably has auto tune built in. I mean,
you don't need. You just lip sync.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything.
Okay.
But there's no concrete news stemming from this about the creator's ability to use music freely yet on the site. Like there's no really direct evidence of like you can just put up whatever song that you want. So no news there, but this is just another example of how Facebook is taking these opportunities to use licensing very seriously. So it's just another example to just kind of keep on the lookout for ways for the time when eventually you can use whatever music that you want, as long as it's kind of under this umbrella from Warner Music Group or Universal or anybody that Facebook has a relationship with. So that's really refreshing to see that Facebook is taking music licensing seriously. Like you get some really cool things when you actually pay royalties for people that need to get them. So that's one of the takeaways I would say from this is that be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Refresh.
Yeah, keep refreshing. I was checking my phone last night. I was like, "Can I do it?" Oh, and I was like, "Nick, it doesn't work." And he's like, "I think it's in beta." So
yeah, it's a beta rollout. So
slowly.
Some of you may have it, and if you don't, it's coming soon.
I can't
wait.
Yeah, so much fun.
Well, that's all for our industry-related news stuff. If you have some articles that maybe we missed this week or anything like that, please share them in the comments, and we will take a look at those, and maybe we can report on them next week. But other than that, I think we're going to move on to our next segment.
And speaking of next week, we will be reporting live from Vidcon in Anaheim, California. Vidcon is a 3-day Comic-Con-like event where individuals and people that watch YouTube videos can meet celebrities that are creating content online. A few years ago when it first started, it was very YouTube-centric. Over the past few years, it has diversified to represent all online videos, presence from Instagram and Facebook, Musical.ly and Lively. LinkedIn. Wow. Yeah, so they're a sponsor this year. So all things video are represented at this conference. And there's an opportunity within the community pass for individuals to meet creators, do meet and greets, to buy apparel. There's an exhibit hall, and it's like being on a game show. You can go around to booths and jump in ball pins and take pictures, and it's just a really good time. Aside from the community pass, there's also a creator track, and this is geared toward individuals that are making content online, and they're talking about tips and tricks and analytics and different cameras, and whether you have 10,000 followers or 500,000 followers, the creator track is a really great resource, and there are really great sessions on creating online video. In addition, there is an industry track at Vidcon, and this is where a lot of business goes down between big companies like NBC and Disney, and if you look at some of the multi-channel networks, and it's the business of online video. And again, sessions geared toward different topics and speaking about how brands are creating content and building audiences. Last year there was a big focus on creator tools. At events like Vidcon, when they have these keynotes and these sessions, a lot of the conversation is talked about monetization and driving viewership, and how do we get more people to watch this content? How do we generate money off ads? And last year there was the first kind of real shift toward none of this would exist without the people that are making these videos. And they're putting in a lot of time in strategy and building these videos and editing them. And we should really be thinking about that. Patreon was a big sponsor, and they have a platform for donations for creators, and I think it was the first time the conversation has really kind of shifted toward how can we help support those that are making really great content that make all of this possible. With that, we at Switcher are hosting a live stream 3 days in a row, and we are bringing in creators and people that are making
We're
videos
still calling
on
it Stream Squad,
it's
though,
still
right?
Stream Squad.
It's Stream Squad. It's going to be there.
It's a little variation, a little special. Dan, if you want to go full screen with the graphic, here is just a preview of some of the talent we have coming on. Candace Payne, Chewbacca Mom, is one of the first viral videos on Facebook Live. I think it still has the most views for any live video on Facebook. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Paul View is a fun magician, and he has millions of followers on Facebook.
Illusionist.
Illusionist, there we go. One of the really cool things about Paul is you think about magic and uploading videos online. There's a lot of things you can do in post-production if you're editing. Well, he's using live video to show that it's for real. Like, this kid's got it. We've also got Wheezy Waiter, and we've got Goldie, who is doing some really cool stuff on LinkedIn, and she's been with it for about a year making content on LinkedIn. Many other creators will be represented on our show. We're bringing them in, and we're talking about their process, what motivates them, their strategy, and how they think about content creation. It's a lot of fun to watch the videos that these people make, or that the people that you follow are creating. But I don't think there's enough of a conversation about how that all happens, and we're really excited to shine some light on that.
Well, we're actually going to have a blog post that gives a lot more information about the happenings at VidCon, and actually in that blog post we're going to include a couple things like our top picks for some of the things you should attend, and I think that's what we've got right here listed, if I'm not mistaken.
So just a few sessions that I wanted to highlight. One is titled Understanding Your Channel Analytics. So not just making content, but measuring and seeing how you can improve week over week, month over month. Mm-hmm. There's a YouTube master class, Killer Tips for Top YouTube Experts. So they're bringing in people that have had a lot of success on YouTube, and they're sharing their experience. Thumbnail optimization and critique. So having videos that are clickable without even playing, just scrolling through all of the noise that happens in the news feed.
The thumbnail for today is that birthday cake.
Oh
picture.
man, yeah.
by the way.
Tell me you don't want to click on that.
Oh yeah, that's so good. The sun, there's birds. Go back and rewind this video later. Look for the birds.
You know what? I can put it up there for everybody.
Not all thumbnails are good thumbnails, but there is strategy in what you do with your thumbnails. And building your personal brand and standing out on YouTube, Facebook, wherever. There are many more sessions. Would encourage you to go to vidcon.com to check out the full list. Community Pass is reasonably priced, and it's a great way to get a taste for what's what's happening at VidCon. If you're coming back for year 2, or you're really getting more serious about content, would encourage you to check out the creator track. With that, the information we're sharing about VidCon and sessions to attend and the show that we are producing, you can learn more about that at switcherstudio.com/blog. You can also go to our website, switcherstudio.com, and get to the blog from there. And this is a platform where we share information on tips and tricks and strategy about live video. And regardless of whether you're using Switcher or not, there's a lot of really valuable information there. So if you are not subscribed already, be sure to go over to switcherstudio.com, check out the blog, and
why not? Do it.
Yeah, we'll let you know when we post new stuff.
Yeah, just do it.
That's full of all sorts of great tips and tricks. Actually, I feel like our next segment kind of falls into that.
Sometimes it
there's
does.
not a blog post about it yet, but that might be something we do.
While we're on the blog, this is probably a little too soon, but there's one you're all going to like next week. We've got an update.
Did you?
Yeah.
We'll update.
Some of you might
update to the application.
Some of you might have been noticing a couple interesting lower thirds, like this one that I've just put up.
Did that just animate?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
my Lord.
some of that stuff coming soon. Be on the lookout. Really exciting about what this new update is going to have. But yeah, this next piece that we're going to be talking about, our Switch It Up here, I think Angela's got some information, and I'll hop in a little bit as well, talking about, so you're live and you need to take a break. You've got maybe 5 minutes before another guest comes in or something goes on. What should you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So, for smaller broadcasts, like, Stream Squad usually goes for about 30 to 45 minutes. It's easy to just do everything in one go. But when you're thinking about hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long events, like a lot of people do, breaks become necessary, and sometimes, there's no way around it. If you're doing any kind of event like a concert or like a speaking conference, there are breaks already planned in, and you've got to figure out what to do during those breaks. So there's a few things to keep your audience engaged, to keep them from leaving while you're on a break, and also to let them know when you'll be back and that you actually will be back. One thing that I've seen is sometimes, especially with newer broadcasts, a break will happen, the person will walk off screen, and you're just having, a static screen of nothing. And so people don't know when you're coming back, if you're coming back, and that gives them the moment to actually switch over and do something else. And sometimes they don't come back to see if you ever went live again. So the first and easiest way to do this is with a full screen image, and it can be as simple as saying, "Be back soon." If it's something like a concert or a conference where the times are broken in, everything's on a schedule, you can actually put in, "We'll be back at this amount of time," just like that on there, taking a break, back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's just one version, and here's the other one Angela was kind of talking about.
Yeah, and the cool thing is with Switcher Studio, of course, you've got the in-app text editing, so you can actually, on the fly, type in the time you need. If it's a solo broadcast, it's nothing on a schedule, but you need that 5 or 10 minute break, you can type in the time right then, put it up, and that way your viewers know when you'll be back. Another alternative is to show pre-recorded video. Now, one thing people will do is to show commercials, and these are either commercials they've made advertising, their channel or their product, or sometimes, just a 30-second blurb on a sponsor or a friend. Now, I do want to caution you guys, if you are going live on Facebook, Facebook does not like you to put your own commercials up. They prefer to have their own ads. But if you're going live on YouTube or Twitch or anything like that, commercials are a great option. And another thing that works really well for pre-recorded video with all platforms, including Facebook, is actually to have a countdown timer to show when you'll be live again. So you guys see at the start of Stream Squad, it has the 30-second countdown. If you know that you're going to be gone for 3 minutes, you can put up a pre-recorded video that shows a 3-minute countdown, and then everyone knows exactly when you're going to hop back in again.
And there's one other thing that I like to bring up here, and that's something we've done using Switcher Studio in the past. And actually what we did last year at Vidcon for our live show is we had, oh gosh, how many people did we have?
Probably close to 30.
Probably close to 30 people over 2 weeks, 2 days. But it got really hectic coming in and out and changing people out. So we actually made a PNG overlay to put over. So we had a wide shot, much like I have this, showing our whole set. And we just put up this graphic here, which is just Switcher Studio plus Live View, since they were our sponsor. We had the stay tuned, and everyone could see us switching over, seeing the next guest getting set up and ready to sit down. And yeah, so they kind of knew how close we were to coming back in. So that's one I really like. And kind of combining all of these together, like the graphic Angela mentioned earlier, so we have some new animated text overlays coming in the next one, and this is going to be one of them that you could make right there in the app. So just, in this one I say stay tuned back at 3:30. Yeah, you can really customize it, edit the text how you need it. So I just think that's another neat way, so you kind of show people a behind the scenes look of what's going on, and they can also see when you'll be back.
We watch this video with sound on. I know you can't hear that if it's not on already, but the breaks aren't real.
Yeah,
these are examples.
We are actually not taking breaks while this is going on. That's a good point.
It does look like stage. Wait, no.
Don't actually go anywhere. We're not taking breaks.
We are here.
Yeah, so that actually, one of the reasons we took this part, or did this one as our Switch It Up segment, is it was a question in our user group. And Angela, you want to talk a little bit about that to give people information about it?
Yeah, so we mentioned the user group on the show each week, and we do have a lot of people to join after each Stream Squad broadcast. So thank you guys so much for that. But for anyone who doesn't know, we do have an online user group on Facebook. It's called Switcher Studio Enthusiasts. We're getting really close to 3,000 members, so we're all really excited. But it's a place to share tips and tricks about how to create live video with Switcher Studio. You can also share video you've created with just a little description on what you did to set it up, and that way other people, including the Switcher Studio team, can see what you're making. And there are 3 ways to join. The first, of course, is just to type in Switcher Studio Enthusiast on Facebook. You can also sign into your switcherstudio.com account and click on Join the Live Community. And if you guys are watching this on Facebook right now and you're on the Switcher Studio Facebook page, just click on Groups on the menu on the left-hand side, and it'll take you directly to the group as well. Now, any of those 3 methods will work. Once you get there, just click to join the group, fill out a short survey that just lets us know more about how you're using Switcher Studio, and we'll get you guys in, and you can start sharing what you've made immediately.
And yeah, just looking through these comments that I see here, and thank you everyone for...
we don't have any hashtag pie or cake.
We do. I see 2 in here. I see 1 for Team Cake, I see 1 for Team Pie, and I see 1 from John Stamper, who was in here recently, said, how about Nick's favorite sandwich? Which is also delicious. So yeah, some great things here. I see people watch from all over. Saw someone sitting there from the beach. I saw Newark, New Jersey in there. So yeah, a lot of all over. I also see a couple questions in here asking very Switcher specific questions. And for that user group that Angela was just talking about, the 2 of us, so Angela and I, will be live again at 4 p.m., so in about an hour and a half. That's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Angela and I will be live in that group doing a Switcher Studio webinar and teaching everybody how to go live for that first time and answer any questions related to Switcher Studio. And so yeah, that's a great place to ask those questions, come on in. You know, you'll get the walkthrough. Even if you kind of know what you're doing, you can get a nice little refresher, and we'll get well on your way to making good #MadeWithSwitcher videos, such as this next one, right?
It's right. Say, speaking of #MadeWithSwitcher, and the user group, another thing you can do in that user group is if you are creating content with Switcher Studio, we want to know about it, and the best way to share with us that you are doing that is to post it in the user group, but also when you post it out there, just make sure you put #MadeWithSwitcher on that, all one word, #MadeWithSwitcher. Wait, do it
Thank
again.
you, Nick.
#MadeWithSwitcher. Okay. I wish we could put that on the screen perfectly, but it'll be at the bottom or something. Anyhow, but so if you are sharing and making content with Switcher Studio, we want to know about it. So please just remember to put #MadeWithSwitcher on all your videos. And what we'll do is every week on Stream Squad, we feature someone who's using Switcher, and we talk about the video that they created, and we just try to highlight just the work that you're all doing. And this week we have a doozy. This week's user is Chris Carson, and more professionally known as Steady Ready, in conjunction with 1637 Productions. Chris Carson's pretty active in the user group, and he partnered up with Chad Wyckoff of 1637 Productions to create what is potentially like it's a historic moment. It's like a live movie in Facebook Live, and I think a lot of people can make the argument that this has been done before. It's like going on, people, what is it, Peter Pan Live, whatever. This is the first time I think anybody's done a live production of this caliber on Facebook as the medium, or as the platform. So it's truly amazing. There's a video there that we've got on the screen just kind of showing.
Can you take that full screen, Dan?
Yeah, we can go
this
full
is
screen.
the actual
so this
production.
This is the actual
itself.
production here.
Yeah, from the beginning, and it's like they did an entire play. Chris also used one of the new. We actually gave Chris a beta version of Switcher to check this out. He's using some of the new features, especially with the bars there. He made a custom PNG that will stay on top. We'll talk more about that one day. Right, Nick? Did I say too much? But anyhow, no, this is a great production. They had 6 cameras. They had 8 actors, 7 or 8 actors in there. I got some stats from Chris. This is currently got at 5.8 thousand views as of 10 o'clock this morning. And then afterward, they did a Q&A, and that has 2.5 thousand views right now. I got to go there and visit, and this is some of the footage that I captured while I was there of just the production, just setting up beforehand. There's Chad Wyckoff talking to the cast, giving them a pep talk right before we start. It was in this very beautiful home. There you can see one of the main angles they used for Switcher to set this up. I think they had there's 4 Osmo mobiles right there. Roaming cameras everywhere. A truly
next level
effort. Chris says, yeah, we're starting small but in a big way to create new possibilities for people around the world. So Chris is going to be joining us on July 1st. He does a show every Sunday night at 9 p.m. normally from his spot, but he's going to be visiting with us here. I think he's going to be talking to Nick and just talking about the technology and what it took to really put all of this together. Hopefully by then I will have a little bit more for everybody to look at in terms of this footage here that you're looking at right now. But yeah, just a crazy effort to put something like this together. It really just shows you what you can do with Switcher Studio. I mean, something of this caliber would normally take a much larger budget and much more complex camera equipment, and this came together with plenty of planning. But just the facility that they put all this together with, just using wireless networks and some iPhones and an iPad to switch with, and they put together this short film.
I think one of the characters had a camera, as part of the story. They were documenting what was happening, and there were moments during the production where you actually saw that as a viewer.
Yeah.
So it's a really creative production.
Yeah, and it was super fun to be there and check out everything that was going on with that. So we're looking for more things like that to come from Chris Carson and 1637 Productions. And if you watch the Q&A, they're already talking about what they plan on doing next. So really excited to see what else comes out of that. That's just a great, and if you haven't seen it, we should put a link there. But
yep, it's there. I put a link in there, and yeah, just really,
Right.
congratulations to Chris
Yeah,
and
congrats, man, and thanks for having me.
the whole team over there at 1637 Productions. Just absolutely, congratulations on a great production.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Thank you.
I think that's it for this week's show. But again, as always, thank you guys for tuning into Stream Squad each week. We will be live again next week from VidCon. But to make sure you don't miss us anytime we go live or any of our posts, make sure to follow us by clicking on the button to the right of your screen right now. If you're watching this replay on YouTube, also be sure to hit the subscribe button, and that way you get updates anytime we post the episodes and any other tips and tutorials videos that go up. Or if you are watching on YouTube and want to catch us live, be sure to catch us on our Facebook page, Switcher Studio, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and you'll be able to watch all of the episodes as they happen.
That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in.
We're one.
And we will see you.
We're one.
Yeah.
We're
We will see you next week.
See you guys.